One other thing you've got on the list here, something about the chart. What's going on?
The Brady versus Gray chart, which longtime followers of the show will know, a fan made, which tracks how many videos you have uploaded since the last time I uploaded a video. And your number is still 17, which is pretty large. I think this might be one of the biggest numbers since the chart started, because it has been quite a while for me. But the thing that I can't help but notice as well is that when it is counting as a sad showing on the CGP Grey side, is it actually tracks the videos on my second channel. So it is
Yeah,
counting my iPhone line video that I mentioned last time as
yeah,
a CGP Grey upload. So I think the actual number is probably close to double that. And this has definitely been
yeah.
Brady domination of the Gray versus Brady charts.
The interesting thing about that is that this CGP Grade 2 video you put up, the sort of jokey one about the iPhone, while it has given you respite on the overall total and it has drawn me down to only 17, it also comes back to bite you in the backside, because normally your saving grace is your video is normally by far the most watched. But in this case, while it is still probably is still the most watched, it doesn't make you look like you've made one like stonking video to my kind of just normal ones.
Yeah.
So you kind of double lose on that
Yeah.
count.
So I think
You know I don't like this. You know my position on this though. I think it's a bit.
I don't
I
understand.
think it's fun but unfair.
I don't understand why you don't like this chart, because I think this website makes you look nothing but awesome and makes me look terrible. But you seem to think that it makes you look bad, and I can't even understand how you think that.
I'm not going there.
Okay, we can leave that. We can leave
I'm not going there. But I do look at it from time to time, because it's actually a handy resource for me to sort of track a few things with my own videos. It's probably the best way for me to track what's happening with my own videos. Although, have I mentioned my subreddit on the podcast before?
I don't know if you have.
There's a Brady Haran subreddit, which is just Brady Haran, and I'm trying to put all my videos on there. So there's my gratuitous plug for anyone who uses Reddit, if I can, because that's actually become the one place where there's like almost like a feed of all the videos across my channels, because it's really hard to have that kind of thing. So that's what I'm doing with the subreddit. So if you want to look at it, you can.
Yeah,
But
place for discussions.
But Hello Internet obviously lives on the CGP Grey subreddit, so that's the place
Yeah.
to be. That's the place to be, isn't it? That's where it's happening.
That is the place it has ended up anyway. But
Yeah, no, I think it's a good home for it.
yeah. So anyway, I guess I wanted to apologize to my subscribers for how long it has been. I am very sad about that situation, and I'm trying to rectify it as fast as possible. But
Will you commit to a date?
I will not commit to a date. And I wanted to bring this up because I have a question for you, which is related to a problem that I have run into on the latest video. So I hate that it's been so long, particularly since my last video was the fundraiser video. I do not like to have such a big amount of time in between. But one of the problems I have run into is for the video topic that I am working on. I am in a situation now where I had to call on professional help to try to resolve some questions that I'm trying to get answered for the video.
Like just factual things.
Just factual questions, right? Where they're because of the structure of the video, there are basically 3 numbers that I'm trying to get pinned down. And this topic has been covered many times before, but this is one of these cases where other people mention these numbers, and my suspicion is, where do these numbers come from? I think some of these numbers are just made up, or they're like urban legends. You just hear them repeated over and over again. So I'm trying to track it down. And so I reached out to some experts. And now I'm in the situation where the experts, people with PhDs in this topic, they don't agree with each other on what the numbers should be. And that is partly what has caused this major stall, because I'm in a weird situation where I am a guy with a college degree, not in this subject at all. And now I'm suddenly finding myself in between 3 experts who are disagreeing about what the numbers should be. And I'm wondering, do you ever find that when you do because sometimes you have these videos where you're interviewing multiple people. And do you ever find yourself in a situation where
Uh,
you have to be the decider through editing about who's coming
I mean,
across?
that can happen occasionally. Normally, I can go to a third-party source, though. Have you gone back to these experts and said, "Hey, you three, you've given me three different. Can you explain why you're giving me different numbers? Like, have you sought an explanation as to why they're giving you different numbers?" Because that's the first thing I'd do. I'd say, "Hey guys, just so you know, I've got these three different numbers. Can anyone explain?" Because that process might clarify the situation.
The answer is I have done that to some extent, but I don't know. I'm trying to do it without mentioning what the topic is.
Yeah.
But that in this particular situation, that's a little bit less helpful because it comes down in many ways. It has come down to they are arriving at these different conclusions from different starting points, and so you just have to have it's like these are the tenets of faith that we are beginning from, and they are axiomatic, and it is hard to discuss why you have chosen these starting points, which then lead to different conclusions. So,
Is it too convoluted for you just to use them all and explain in the video?
Yeah, it is. It is one of those videos where it is just not. It is not helpful or practical to go through all of the different versions of. Oh, we have these three different things. It is a video where ultimately, if I'm going to make it, although it increasingly looks like this is going to be one of the ones that might just get shelved. Structurally, I'm going to have to make a call on this, and I just find myself in the very weird position of being the least informed. But like I'm the person who is making the video, so I was just wondering if you could be helpful on that. But the answer is maybe not so much. But
yeah, I mean, short of you going out and doing the research yourself,
yeah,
over many years,
be right back getting a PhD.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. Your choices are to be the umpire, be the referee, and make a call. Who do you trust most, or can you find other or add weight to the different numbers? Put them all out there, and let the viewers know that this conflict exists, or kind of patch over it and not use a number. Sort of sweep it under the rug a little bit. They're the three options, aren't they? Leave the number out if it's not.
Yeah,
necessary.
yeah. I totally love to do that, but if it's leave the numbers out, then there's no point in making the whole video at all. So
right,
we will see what happens. But anyway, that's I hate this part where a project I've been working on for a while looks like it might just all fall apart towards the end.
No, it sounds like it would be a shame.
It would be, but anyway, so it's been a while. I'm very aware of that. I am very sad about the situation as well, but it makes you look good on the Brady versus Gray charts.
Well, that's all that matters.